Joe, we might talk about an optimised irrigation event or an efficient irrigation event. What do we mean by that?
Yeah, so the guys here are doing quite well, and what we're trying to do is ensure that that occurs every time, regardless of what's going on in terms of the management of the irrigated field. So when we talk about an optimised surface irrigation event, it's about understanding initially that target soil moisture deficit that you're aiming at, and then ensuring that the water you've got going from the head ditch through the siphon and into the furrow field is actually ending up in that dry root zone and not below that, and not out into the tailwater system where you have to repump. So that optimisation is about trying to get things as uniform application as possible down the field, but keep most of the water into that crop root zone soil moisture deficit.
So the sensors not only tell us that the water is there at that point or completed the field, they also tell us about how the irrigation performed.
That's correct, and the way it's doing that is actually using that infiltration characteristic and understanding that freight train of water that's in the furrow, and then being able to optimise that cut-off time or the time you shut the siphons off, so that you don't end up with that freight train of water going all out in tailwater. And in other scenarios, you have this situation where the field may be taking more water than you thought, and it's actually ensuring that you're applying enough water into the field to get that water infiltrated into the root zone all the way down the length of the field. So in this way, we actually see the SISCOweb system as cruise control for furrow irrigation. What do you see as the best value for growers in using this SISCOweb system to optimise the irrigation?
Well, I guess the SISCOweb system and all the sensors attached to that system, they tell the grower how the irrigation performed, and without that, I guess you're assuming that the irrigation worked like previous irrigations have, and you're also assuming that it filled the profile. And we've seen plenty of cases where an irrigation event has under-irrigated the field, and you only know that, or you only find out about that after the fact. So being able to know that during the irrigation is very, very valuable.
And I suppose that's where that optimised cut-off time, using the characteristic of the soil on the day to simulate that result and get the optimised cut-off time, is really important. So how could this same system, instead of just sending an SMS to the grower around the optimised cut-off time, how could that be used in a more automated system?
Well, automation systems typically use a fixed or a pre-programmed cut-off time or set change time, and this system can be used to specify or to improve on that prescribed time. So we have fields set up where the SMS is sent to the grower, where they're able to either accept or ignore a proposed change to their automation system, so it can be programmed automatically.
And in that way, it's actually setting a new scheduled time. Is that what it's doing with that automated gate system that's supplying water to the field?
Yeah, so I guess the grower starts off with what they think is a good irrigation in their automation system, but the SISCOweb system is able to tell them either to cut back earlier or to extend the irrigation longer to meet a good irrigation, and then other gates and other valves open and close at the appropriate times to meet that irrigation.
So Malcolm, tell us about some of the other advantages of using SISCOweb in a situation where we're manually operating the siphons over the bank in a large property like this.
Well, first of all, you've got sensors in the field, and those sensors tell you when water has reached particular parts of the field, or they can predict when water should be to the end. So straight away you can start to save on trips to the field or the number of people that have to come and check the field in the middle of the night or at inconvenient times. But then you also have the fact that not everyone that's around the field or is managing the irrigation is skilled or has that background knowledge. So being able to help them manage the irrigation is valuable.
And in terms of the energy consumption that might occur with the field, how would this system help with that? Is it doing something in the optimisation that will help with the reduction of energy use on farm?
Well, pumping water is a significant energy cost, and if you're pumping water and it's effectively becoming tailwater or a wasted irrigation water, saving that or cutting back at the right time leads directly to energy savings.
So it's in that reduction in the pumping of tailwater that where you would actually pick up a fair few dollars by not actually pushing more of that tailwater out through the bottom of the field for recycling.
Yeah, so making sure every drop of water that's pumped to the field is valuable to the crop.
And actually infiltrates into the crop
Yeah.
root zone. Yep.